Happy afternoon, everybody. Today is International Meditation Day that we wish to make it as a meditation day. My teacher, for many of us, teacher Brahmashi Patriji, founded the movement called Pyramid Spiritual Societies Movement, through which meditation, pyramid energy, and spiritual science are extensively promoted for overall well-being. Millions of people to date have benefited from this simple meditation technique that we have been practicing in the last 2 weeks. Millions and millions of people worldwide. And so, in that spirit, today is a celebration of this Grand Master's birthday celebrations, but more importantly, making it as a cause day, which is a meditation day. So I'm glad that we are in this program meditating on November 11th. There are a lot of days, right? Every full moon day is great for meditation. When we have these special days, it's good to come together on occasion, meditate, because energy is non-local, non-linear. So whenever we are coming together and meditate, then no matter where we are connected. And when we have a common intent, then that energy gets connected to each other, because thought is energy. So what I think and what you think, if both are same, then it connects into one. Meditation is helping us improve many memory powers, not one, not two, not three, at least seven that we can think of. It improves physical vitality, which we learned earlier this week, because stress is gone, and so all body has come back to the most normal status. It's called homeostasis. Body comes back to the homeostasis, which is basically the normal execution of the body, and it comes back to the normalcy. So then you have all health, and the stress is removed, when those worrisome, anxious thoughts are removed. So it's giving physical vitality. But then meditation is also improving intelligence quotient. Right? Physical vitality is required. You got to have the energy the whole day, right? Morning to night. If you have energy, then you can do many things. Fundamental. But then on top of it, whatever we take up, if you want to be successful, we know that we need to have our memory intelligence. It's called intelligence quotient. So today we'll learn after meditation that meditation is improving 7 memory powers of us, so that we can be like that Einstein. We can have that we can have that unlimited mind, the genius mind. And this simple breath mindfulness meditation that we are practicing is actually improving all these 7 memory powers. And which means that we can be and we will be a lot more successful in whatever we take up. Physical vitality and passion to actually take up something, and memory powers to actually make it successful, to make it more efficient, to make it very successful, right? So let's go into our meditation, which is making this happen so easily, naturally for us. In our masterclass today, we'll understand this a little more. Relax yourself, sit comfortably. Just pat on your back that you are a genius. Just say, I'm a genius. Pat on your back and say, I'm a genius. And saying, I'm a genius. We are no lesser, I'm a genius. Every time we're going to meditation, we are becoming more genius. What is genius? Using enormous amount of memory capability, right? Interlinked intelligence capability. So that's what we call genius. So we are genius, and pat on your back, and then you are no lesser, and then every day in meditation we are becoming a genius and more. So relax yourself, sit comfortably. We are going to do a breath mindfulness meditation. We elevate our hearts with a feeling from the future. Okay, so why not? Let's do once again. So what is the time now? 5:40. Okay, let's do once again. Let's mix up that manifestation, right? So we'll do initial breath observation. So heart elevation, breath observation together will be to empty ourselves, empty into this, into the energy, become one with it. So then, if you got your dream, I'm looking to get this particular job. I'm looking to be in this center. I'm looking to have whatever that project or dream that you have. Visualize as if that's already happened for you, right? So this concept of visualization, where we live the event ahead of ahead of the event, we want to live and experience it. So when we dream about an event that we wish to have in our life, so visualize as if it's already happening for you in your life, as if it's already happening in your life. So suppose you want an admission in Purdue University, and if the admission happened, or you want an admission in Mount Carmel College in Bangalore, right? You want that admission. Suppose the admission has come. So how will your life change? So you're going to live in Bangalore, perhaps. You're going to be in a hostel. Perhaps you're going to go and meet your friends on a week, every evening or Sundays. You guys are going to probably go for a movie together. Your version of Bangalore means something, so you'll probably be going in and then enjoying that experience of the Bangalore, right? And then people will tell you, come and wish you and commend you and say, hey, wow, man, you made it. You got a great seat. And so actually your family is going to appreciate you. Everything that's going to happen for you if you got that admission or if you got that job, whatever that is, if that has happened, how will your life change 360 degrees in all levels? The people, the places where you are living, what kind of environment, how are your decisions, how are you talking, what kind of people you have around you, what are your family members telling you before now versus later, right? It's different. It's called experience. The more clear we have that experience of our future, the more faster we can manifest. A lot of times, guess what? When we ask for something, we don't manifest because we don't have clarity of what exactly we want. So manifestation is saying, if you can live your future now, visualizing, dreaming about it, that sequence of mind movie, if you can put it up and then dream about it consistently every day, and then it's got to show up, because the law is whatever you emotionally embrace, that means a feeling you can feel emotionally, if you embrace, then you're sending a strong electromagnetic signature to find that possibility, the waves of possibility. You're going to find that wave of possibility and then make it happen. So we will do that. Let's do into that meditation, that mixture of manifestation today, right? Where you can dream, go about dreaming. And I use this, it literally to manifest a great outcome from my business, manifest a great outcome from my Buddha Seva project. In a business where you wanted to be acquired for a certain amount of revenue, certain amount of functionality, certain amount of thing for my employees, all of them, we got everything that we visualized into that, and we visualized it, right? So if you're able to live an event ahead with feelings, then we can make it happen. So let's use that opportunity today once again, dear friends. Relax yourself, sit comfortably with your eyes closed, relax your body. Wonderful. Hope you could dream of your future a bit. Let's listen from Ravindra about how this simple meditation is helping us be very, very successful by increasing our IQ. Yes, Ravindra.
Yes, sir. Dear friends, meditation develops 7 memory powers. Those are storing power. So as a student, whatever we studied, it must be stored in our mind so that we can give our best in the exam or in the interview. Access power. So when we are listening to something, so we connect with whatever we had the information earlier. Concentration power. We are having a 1 hour of session or 2 hours of session. Do we have the same concentration till end of the session, or we are getting diverted with our any other thoughts, or we are having the same focus? Whatever we are listening, we are able to concentrate, then automatically we grasp more and more from the session itself. In our regular sessions also, in classroom trainings also, when lecturer or professor is teaching, when we have 100% concentration, then of course we understand better. Then reading power. We all must need to have this to read our books in our studies and spiritual books, everything. So how faster we are reading it. So with the meditation, our reading power improves automatically because we understand very easily. We connect with the experience and knowledge whatever we had, our learnings from the previous topics or subjects, so that we can easily connect the dots. Our reading power improves a lot. And learning power, we always must be ready for learning something new. In IT technology, when we work in a company, then always they go for new technologies or additions or versions changing the technology. We cannot say no for it. We might not have an experience in the past, or the subject was not there in our studies in a graduation, but we must ready to learn something new when they are ready to give a training. So how quick we are learning something new. Now in this 21 days meditation sessions also, maybe many of you it is new, but how faster we are learning something new which we are not heard before 21 days. So different topics what you are learning from these sessions. Then creative power. So we all are unique beings on this earth planet. We all are having the creativity, our own creativity in our own fields. It could be a job or a business. So when we are going to be so much creative, then we never see there is some other competitor. We are competitive to our own self, because every day we create something new. Every year we create something new in our business. Then automatically we see the business is going very well. Or always we think new and creative, then we work very efficiently. Then automatically we'll have promotion and salary increments and everything. In our studies, we are being so creative, then we won't compare with others. Only we start comparing with ourselves. How I was yesterday, then how can I improve much more better? Okay, I must be more creative, more creative. How can I improvise this? Or how can I make it reduce the execution time? So we become, meditation helps us to become much more creative in our all lives. So it is so important that when we are being so creative, then we become unique of our own life. Then thought power, we have learned in one of the session, right? There are 4 types of thoughts. Then from there, thought power. So where our thought and focus, then energy flows, then automatically that get manifested. The thought could be wanted to get a 70% in next upcoming semester exams, or a thought power getting a seat in competitive exams, so to go for higher studies, or thought power. So whatever the thought that someone has over there in the final engineering, they wanted to get a job in MNC company. How strong they are in their thought levels, it is so important. When we are not strong in our thought, then the negative forces, our negative incidents, our negative situations will pull us back. So when we are so strong at our thought power level, then even though there are some circumstances, even though somebody is trying to pull back, but we will not, because we see always there is a possibility in the universe. We have learned unlimited possibilities and unlimited opportunities we have. This is where quantum physics we discussed. So that means there is a possibility. Okay, maybe this company did not select me, another company. So maybe in this month, okay, interest did not happen much, but next month. So always there is an unlimited possibility. Always there is a hope for something new, and we are ready for that. So when we are strong in our thought power level, so then automatically we know that we have to be very confident, and also we should never go down. Then, however, we discuss the storing power. So how much we remember, right? So many times when I took an interview to the students, and even for the graduates and the people who ever goes for an interview in the company, general answers I get from the people, I forgot, I did not remember, that because of storing power. So when we meditate, we love our work. When we love our work, then automatically we remember it for a long time. That is where the storing power automatically develops. When the storing power develops, we become the intelligent person is what? Whatever, okay. The another person also is learning from the same teacher. Okay, whoever has got 80% and whoever is failed. Both the teachers are the same or the lecturer is the same. But the storing capacity is so important so that they can easily perform either in the interview or in the exam so that they can write very well. They no need to say that I forgot or I did not remember. It is so important how much we prepared and how much we remembered. So when we are working in a company or to get a job or to write an exam, okay, this one plays very, very important role. My dear friends, we have all these 7 memory powers. Those are access power, concentration power, then reading power, learning power, and creative power and thought power. So meditation is the tool or a technique which develops all these seven memory powers automatically. So I was not a good learner earlier before 2010, but once I got into meditation, the regular meditation practice, I am ready to learn something new always. Then I could able to think creative. Then I could able to remember it for a long time. So started using my subconscious mind for storing the wanted things and removing the unwanted things. And access power, I could able to connect my dots, whatever is there. Concentration, I could able to concentrate on my professional work and also spiritual work in a balanced way without any deviation. The focus is there till I manifest it or till I achieve it, whatever I set my own goal. Then reading power, whatever the books I have to read. So into my trainings, I must have to read something new always because always there will be some innovation or something new going on in the companies. For every 3 to 6 months, we need to upgrade our materials. I must read and upgrade it. So these powers, it develops automatically when we meditate on regular basis. Then we become so effective and we become an excellent of our own self.
Wonderful, Ravindra.
Yes.
Just tying the knots a bit around scientifically, what's happening is, dear friends, meditation is enhancing, expanding our long-term memory called hippocampus in our second brain. When meditation enhances the long-term memory, hippocampus area is the long-term memory. So automatically, when it enhances, automatically our storing and recall powers increase. That's automatic because its meditation is increasing the neural networks everywhere. It shrinks the fear center, but otherwise every other center starts growing. So the hippocampus area, which is long-term memory, it enhanced, and as a result, our memory powers are increased, they're storing and recall. Now they've done an experimentation. See, the learning, reading, concentration, these are all called cognitive functions. Cognitive functioning is where you can work with multiple faculties of intelligence. It's called cognitive, multiple faculties, right? That is all there in the front brain. It's called neocortex. If you take a brain into 3 parts, the front brain, middle brain, and the low brain, inside brain, right? The neocortex, the second brain, which is the emotional brain, third one, the reptile brain. So the second one is called limbic brain, neocortex, limbic brain, and reptile brain. Neocortex is the front brain, which is responsible for bulk of our day-to-day functioning. It's called conscious mind also. So they have done the research and they've seen that long-term meditators have significant amount of neural networks getting further enhanced. So it's called gray matter. They've seen that for long-term meditators, the gray matter is thicker and thicker and thicker. So the gray matter, that means neural network mass is thicker and thicker. That means it's forming more and more neural connections. When we have more neural connections formed, if learning is 2 cells coming together, so neurons coming together and forming connection, so everything that requires us to learn and then use it, recall, learn and recall is where our reading, whether our concentration, because concentration requires to learn more, right? And then same way our learning power, which is aptitude, they all go high because our new neural connections are being formed more and more. So meditators, new neural connections, so automatically our concentration is high, automatically our reading and then learning power is high. Learning power means if you read 10 books, one book on physics, one book on spirituality, one book on meditation, your ability to put all these three things together and analyze and then synthesize and come out of something, coming out of an understanding of, oh, how this is how meditation can be enhanced with quantum physics is explaining, and then spirituality is very beautifully can be understood through meditation. So you will put all these things, it's called synthesizing, right? It's called aptitude of our ability to take up something quickly and then understand, isn't it? So learning power is so important, and then because of the new neural networks which are being supported to constantly learn new, and for this you have to form new connections, and meditation is producing so much liquid and so many new connections that it becomes easy to learn. It's called neuroplasticity. Neurorigidity is we are very rigid. We have fixed ideas, and then we say, oh, mathematics, no way, I can't even learn. It's based on a past which is fixed. But when you meditate, slowly new neural connections get formed, new pathways are open up, and the next time someone says mathematics has that problem, okay, let me give it a try. We come to that model. Okay, that's because brain is supporting by forming new connections. And the last thing is the thought power and of course the creative power. So what's happening when we are understanding that we are here for experience of life, and only when you do things differently we get a different experience, right? When you do things differently, if you are say going to college, if you go to the college every day by the same route, you'll only get the same experience, isn't it? You'll only see the same set of people, same set of houses, same set of things along the way, and then you'll exactly see the same thing. And so then it's called boring because you have the same experience. But with meditation, we recognize that we are here for experience, and then experience comes when we're having new things. So we start breaking the monotonous old things, and then we start doing new. And in order to do new, of course, we have to have new knowledge. And then with meditators are always learning new knowledge. That's why we emphasized yesterday, reading books is so inevitable. It's so important. When you have new knowledge, the knowledge become from knowledge, which is learning, it'll go into doing, and already you become being. So as we learn new knowledge, and meditators are breaking the old habits, routines. They don't want to follow the strict routine because it's not going to give us, it's going to get us to boring state, right? So you break the routine and apply the new knowledge to a new creative experience. So creativity automatically increases for meditators because they recognize fundamentally we are here to experience new and new and new. If you are going out for jogging in the morning at 6 o'clock one day, second day you go at 6:30, change the timing a little bit. You're brushing your teeth with the right hand, brush with the left hand, see what happens. When you brush with the left hand and the right hand, you develop something called ambidexterity. When you're using both hands, then you're stimulating both brains. When you stimulate both brains, then there is something called whole brain synchronization happens. And suddenly your brain power increases by double. All right, it's a very great way of actually using both brains combined by using both hands. It's called ambidexterity, becoming good with both hands. Why do you think a left-handers have become very successful? Because there is a set of things anyway we do with the right hand, right? Like eating. And then people who write with the left hand, and then so they are automatically stimulating both the brains. So generally left-handers have in general, many left-handers are successful because of this, they're using both the brains. So we do things differently. We do things, new things, right? So creativity automatically improves for meditators. And the last thing, the thought power is directly connected to how much time we are spending with this emptiness together, right? A power of thought. Power of thought is nothing but when you, in a meditation, when we are taking out 95% unwanted thought, obviously, then what is left out is that 5% most important, useful, supportive, life growing thought that is there with you. So if you had this 100% thought, so many are unnecessary, unuseful, but then energy is still going, right? Energy is dissipating. So with a meditator, 95% unwanted, redundant, negative thought is cut off. So all your energy is what? Is all channelized, is going on to that 5%. It's easy, right? Isn't it? If the 10 of you are working on tug of war, right? And if they're distributed and only 2 people are pulling the rope, there is less energy, isn't it? All 10 come together and then pull the rope, is got a lot more energy. Simple, right? Pretty straightforward. You've got $100 and then you've got to buy 10 things, your money is distributed, so you get little thing of everything. But you put all 101 things, then you're going to get something more enriching experience, isn't it? So same thing. So when we have focus, when we are reducing all of the thought, so automatically all the energy is channelized onto what is important. So that's how for meditator, thought power increases. What does it mean to have thought power increase? When you have a thought power, our thoughts create reality. So whatever you think, it starts happening. Things are happening in our physical life. So dear friends, meditation is fundamentally enhancing our intelligence significantly by all these 7 areas. Just with that concentration, think about it. If you attended, lack of concentration, for example, makes us do silly mistakes in examinations. Go ahead and go and figure. Silly mistakes make an examination because we do not have concentration, right? We're writing, suddenly mind goes 10 steps forward, and so while writing, we miss to write an equal to a plus or minus symbol, or we miss to write a word, right? Isn't it? Does it happen? Why does it happen? Because we are not in the present moment, instead we are jumping 10 steps ahead. We are writing one here, our mind is thinking 10 steps ahead. So there is no sync, and your concentration is not there. It's called out of concentration. So we make silly mistakes. How many people resonate to that? That we made silly mistakes in exams because we don't concentrate. It happens everywhere. We are in a meeting and we are thinking. Right now, you're thinking, we probably are thinking somewhere else. So you miss one of the most important lessons of this meditation program, right? It happens. But however, having meditated for 2 weeks, I'm sure you have much better concentration, attention span compared to before, and hence so we observe a lot more. Right, friends? So it's a beautiful, it's a fascinating thing that this simple breath mindfulness meditation makes us so successful, because scientifically, this meditation process is doing everything it can to make our neural networks, ultimately it's all neural networks, reorganize themselves in a beautiful way to support ourselves. Right. Thank you for your time. Still, many of you are there. Beautiful. I see that we had about 350 people are there. So I really congratulate you. I want you to pat yourself on your back once again that I'm a genius. Pat yourself on your back. I'm a genius. If you understood today the class that meditation is by default enhancing all these powers, then there's no reason why you cannot be a genius. When we keep meditating, we keep enhancing our powers. And for example, in my case, how could I read so many books? Because now, Vivekananda, Swami Vivekananda used to read pages and pages. It's called speed reading. There is a concept of speed reading. You can actually look at a page and glance pretty quickly and then go. That's one type. So he used to read the whole big books in an hour. Vivekananda is supposed to have speed reading. Now many meditators, but in my case, what happened? When I look at a book page, I am able to quickly scan and say, okay, this is relevant, this paragraph is relevant, not relevant, and then I can move on to the next one pretty quickly without necessarily going through every single word. I am able to synthesize faster. We develop various techniques automatically to do speed reading, right? It's so beautiful, isn't it? So meditation is helping us grow in all ways, dear friends. Tinu Priya R, you raised a hand. You would like to share something? I'll be amazing. Otherwise, those of you wanted to leave, so thank you so much, right, for this session and joining.
Dear friends, today it is a very interesting topic, and if you have understood, I want you all to clear your doubts here.
Yeah.
And it's not only for you all, it is for everybody, each and everyone. When I used to forget these days, before these 40 days, but so many things I used to forget because of stress. As I have come out of the stress, I'm remembering each and everything, and my work, this pace also has increased. I'm a little bit joyful. I'm talking to everyone with compassionate. All these changes have taken place. I am very sure that some changes have taken place in you also. Please share.
No, I'll try to be as brief. I wanted to say something else. Actually, it's in line with what Ravindra Master and you have been telling. I would like to very briefly share what I said in one of the very first week when I did in my breakout room, so everybody can understand this. You see, you have all seen salt, right? salt is crystalline structure. It is got full structure. But you just take a bag of salt and dip it even one end in water. What happens? Slowly the salt absorbs the water and everything becomes amorphous. So what was crystalline and structured now becomes totally unstructured and disorderly. Now just imagine when we are born as children, our thoughts and our brains are like crystalline like the salt. But unfortunately, just dipping our end, our entire brain gets dipped in the quagmire of environment, negative thoughts, experiences, hurts, so on and so forth. In the process, this so-called crystallinity of the brain gets completely amorphous and we lose order. It becomes disorderly. Now, must be some way of bringing back the crystallinity. That is what meditation helps us to do. When you talk about, all those neurons getting structured, more of them getting connected, it's actually what it's doing, building masonry work. It's doing a masonry work which brings back the crystallinity of salt crystals. And like that, it brings out what was had become disorderly, it becomes orderly. And of course, again, I can go on talking about it endlessly, but I just wanted to I actually shared this in the breakout with one of the times that I've shared on because this is keeping with what both of you have said, and I hope they appreciate that because of the way we have got submerged into this quagmire of environment, what meditation helps you is to separate your mind from the environment and become you and your consciousness, and therefore all these neurons get structured. So what had become disorderly becomes orderly, and that's where it helps you, is my opinion. Thank you.
It's a good example, very nice example over this. Thank you.
Sir, there is one more question from Sarvesh. Now, during this pandemic holidays, I sparely study only 2 to 3 hours a day. Will I be able to concentrate more on study after reopen of my college? Are any tips?
The only tip is practice meditation every day, because it will automatically take care of reducing any kind of worries, and then increasing the positive side of it, which is basically meditation puts us in the present moment, right? When you are present moment, our concentration is high. When you are in present moment, when you are allowing your cognitive mind, when you don't have stress, your cognitive mind is working, and automatically whatever you learn, you synthesize more. You are learning today, you learned yesterday something, you learned through some other professor economics, and then we learned from one professor accountancy. You're able to put these two together and say, okay, what is the relation between these two? Learning. What is grasping? Understanding the subject fully. I'm also calling that learning. Understand what you take, you got to understand it, right? You got to synthesize it with various things that you learn. That's when it becomes holistic, isn't it? It becomes holistic, that's when. So we're able to have it because when there's no stress, we're allowing the neural networks of the cognitive mind to work very naturally. When you're stressed, this is shut down. Not enough blood circulation, so this part of the brain shuts down, and so we don't have proper learning, and we have poor judgments, isn't it? And of course, our reading power, all of those go down. Everything cognitive goes down. First thing, when you have anxiety and worries, because anxiety, worries are putting your body into the fight and flight mode all the time, and as a result, you've got all these chemicals in your body, which is keeping you very heightened awareness, and then cognitive mind is shut down. So thank you all, and have a great day, and then we'll be back tomorrow again.